With rants and raves, you'll be okay. And today is your lucky day. It is rants and raves with Gary K.
Hey everyone, this is Gary K. Welcome back to another post-Infocom edition of my Rants and Raves videocast. There was a lot going on in and around Infocom. We shot over 1,500 videos, David, at Infocom 2023. So it's probably, we like to take the time after the show to kind of decompress, but also highlight and curate, I guess is probably the best word, some of the products that are need to know products. And David, your company, David Missall, with Sennheiser, Insights Manager, Consultants, and Technical Applications Engineer Manager at Sennheiser. David, first off, congratulations on a great show. And by the way, a beautiful booth.
Oh, thank you. It was a lot of work, but you're building up to it, but really satisfied with the results.
Well, I mean, if you came from your booth from the, let's see, that would be the west side of or east side of the convention center, you would not have missed what you introduced, one of the two big launches of the show. Obviously, one of them was a video bar product. It's called the TeamConnect Bar Solutions, and there's two different products. So kind of take us through, and by the way, that's not the only thing you introduced, but let's take me through both these products are on the screen now. I see one is smaller, one is larger, I guess one small room, one medium to large rooms.
Yep, exactly. So really new for Sennheiser, and this was such big news at Infocom, is that we had introduced a soundbar with a video camera. So it's part of our TeamConnect Solutions, the family of solutions for meeting space and classroom technology. And the two that we introduced is the TeamConnect Bar Small and the TeamConnect Bar Medium. So for small rooms up to medium rooms. And to introduce it, if you saw, we had this big, huge model of a bar that was like 30 feet long and 15 feet tall, and it was huge. It looked just like one of these bars, and it was made a lot of noise. We were able, actually, what I was really proud about is we were able to do live demos of the bars in the space within the bar itself in these little meeting rooms. So it was really great to be able to give people a really close look at the bar, not just looking at it on the tabletop, but actually to hear it and see what the video is doing and so forth. So that was excellent to be able to do that.
And of course, you can go to our website at ravepubs.com/Infocom, and you can watch any of the videos we shot, including a demo of the product as well. Actually, on your website, you have a great launch video that talks about sort of like the ins and outs of the product and, the features and benefits, which are the key thing there. You talked about there being a small and a medium, but you also, one of the things that I did not realize, so after the show and I had a chance to follow up, was that you have a bunch of different configurations for this product. It doesn't have to be mounted under a monitor. You have a freestanding option, be mounted above or below a monitor. It could be mounted on a wall, it could be on a tabletop. I mean, you've really kind of thought out all the different ways that this might be used. And really kind of, when I was at Infocom, I've always looked at, well, let me back up. I've always like Sennheiser's part of a larger system. Like, I mean, Sennheiser's big. You're a big audio, right? You're not like, you're not a little small audio company. You're big. You're an integrated audio company from beginning to end. So when I saw the product and way I understood it when you described it to me was that you were going to target this product for anyone that was using video bars in system applications. But really, you want to go with both sides. You want to go after the video bar market for standalone applications as well as for system applications. And I think it'd be good for you to describe like where it becomes scalable and what's different about your product.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, because when you look at the bar market, I see it split up in different ways. I think 80% of the time for a bar, it's going to be, I'm going to put a bar in a little hub room or little meeting space, and I'm going to have a USB connection, and away I go into my computer, and I'm going to have video and audio and speaker. Very, very simple setup. And I think 80% of those installs are fitting, and this is where our small bar and our medium bar will fit in. But we also want to look at the larger projects where you need to scale it. And that's why we have an Ethernet connection on it so that you have control. And we also added a Dante as well, which no other bar is doing right now. So you can scale the audio across a campus and have control along with audio across the campus and scale it as needed and with the Dante, now I can also add extension mics to the bar, and which is very unique, right? So, and you couldn't do that before. So if you have a space that needs to go a little bit larger and that bar isn't reaching in the back of the room, then let's add one of our ceiling microphones via Dante that will also be echo canceled into the bar. So we tried to make it so great. You just need a bar, plug and play, USB, but do you need to scale it? Do you need more control for your facility? Then we're going to give you Dante. We're going to give you control with Ethernet.
And you have the S for small, M for medium.
Right.
I'm going to ask you the obvious questions people are going to ask now. There you go. Perfect. Which one is that? That's the small, right?
That's the small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a decent
with Dante also. So Ethernet and Dante over one port. So it's a single cable PoE with control and Dante over one port if you need it.
Well, first question I was going to ask, is it Team and Zoom certified?
It is working on that right now. So by the time it's released and available for the customers end of this year, we'll have everything certified for.
Well, that was my second question. When's it going to be available? So
definitely by the end of this year. I'm looking at what they were saying, probably October, November sometime.
Excellent. And by the way, you have a really well thought out, well-designed user interface in the remote control. I don't want to sell you short on that. So take some time, go to the website, go to Sennheiser.com and check it out. I'll put links in the description of this video cast so you can go directly to it and you can actually see both the product and the remote control.
And that's what was nice about our booth as well, is that we had all of our devices connected to what you're referring to as control cockpit.
Yeah.
So you're able to see the bars, you're able to see our ceiling microphones, all of our wireless microphone solutions were all connected to our control software, control cockpit.
Yeah, and speaking of which, we should also mention the other big product launch you did at InfoComm was the TeamConnect Ceiling Medium, or the Ceiling Series, I should say, because you have different sizes,
right?
Which is the TCC series, right? Is it TCC series?
Yeah, TeamConnect Ceiling 2 was our first
Ceiling
one.
2, right.
It's been very, very popular. It's really changed the way people use mics in a meeting space. It's a single microphone that you put in the ceiling, and we have a dynamic array in there. So it creates a dynamic beam that tracks to the loudest person within the room. So regardless of where you're sitting, this beam will track over to whoever's talking. It works beautifully, very smoothly. So we wanted to build a smaller solution for that smaller space. So we now have the TCC-M for medium spaces. Same type of technology. You see all those little dots. Those are the mic elements, and they create a single beam that automatically forms and goes to the loudest person speaking in the room. And we introduced it actually at ISE, big splash, but we have not shipped it yet until now InfoComm. So now we're shipping and it's available for customers to purchase. Yeah,
so it's got true voice lift built inside of it. It's 15 SMD microphones, right? And it does have Dante as well, right? You can get Dante or analog, from what I understand.
It does. We still keep the analog out as well, in case you need it. Other than that, though, it is PoE with control and Dante over one port. So it does have Dante, and you can daisy chain up to two of these microphones within a space with PoE actually daisy chaining as well if you have PoE plus. So it's a great solution for those small spaces. But again, like we think about the bars, we want to be able to scale it as needed. So we want to have that daisy chaining capability, that networking capability, so you can scale your Dante network and your control network as needed using Control Cockpit.
And by the way, this product is already certified for Teams and Zoom now, so you don't have to wait on that.
Correct.
But yeah, well, I'll put a link directly into that product as well. So you have two kind of simultaneous launches going there. I had a chance to see the TCCM at ISE, but a lot of people had not seen it. And obviously,
no, not the US show, right? Yeah. So it was the first time for a lot of people showing it there. And we actually showed it with its ability to work with our partner QSYS in camera tracking. So we were actually able to show that the data of our positioning of the beam can help trigger presets for a camera that's inside of your space that's being controlled by QSYS Core or something like that.
And for those that are not using QSYS and might be using other control systems or other cameras for that matter, I mean, this data is like an API that would be made available to other
It's an
brands.
open API, exactly. It's an
Yeah.
open API, just standard JSON commands. So you can either program it yourself, but there's many plugins that work with Crestron and Extron and all of our other partners
Well,
as
or
well.
any of the PTZ camera companies, right? I mean, because like,
Yeah,
obviously they're going to want to use this. I want to go back to your bar really quick and ask you about
Sure.
the camera. One of the features that everyone's talking about with regard to these bars kind of solving some of the problems we have with hybrid meetings is this concept of meeting equity. What functionality did y'all build into your camera, and or are you licensing it from someone else, or what did you build in it yourself? Like what's the secret sauce from Sennheiser's standpoint?
Yeah, as you're looking at the cameras, we always think about being inclusive in meeting spaces, and I think even the ceiling mics have really helped that, so that everybody is heard very clearly, regardless of where they are in the space, right? Same thing with picture. And if you even look at what we're doing here, we have all three of us in separate screens, so everybody can see very quickly who's talking. But if we're all in the same room and there's just a wide shot, the person on the far end has a difficult time knowing who's actually talking, especially if you have 5 or 7 people in the space. So we have a tiling solution within the camera itself, so that it will automatically recognize the profiles of people within the space and split them up to 9 people. And separate them in tiling across your screen. So from the far end, you can actually see, oh, that person is talking right away because I see their face right up
up
front.
to 9.
Up to 9 of them. Yep.
Okay.
Correct. And then you also have a automatic tracking that it will do, so that if you do have someone that's moving around, right, it will actually follow that person within the space. And it's very smooth. It's like a regular pan,
but not
like
simultaneously, pan. Right? It's not going to follow one person around while the other 9 people are sitting still, right? You're either
you can 2 modes. You can do the tiling. Now, actually, this is pretty interesting because it'll do the tiling and tile everybody singular. But if someone gets up and walks over and maybe sits next to you really close, it'll automatically adjust and then tile both of you together.
Okay.
Right. So it's really smooth and being smart, in its AI in deciding, they're really close together. I'm going to do 2 in one profile there, 1 tiling there. I'm going to have separate tiles for everybody else. And then the other mode is where you just do automatic tracking, where it'll try to group. If there's 4 people, it'll zoom in and group those 4 people. If one person moves off to the side, it'll widen it. So it keeps that person in the frame. And as people move around, it just continuously groups people together to make sure everybody's always in the frame at all times.
I think we should demo this as you get closer to shipping it, if you're willing to, David.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Come back.
It's a lot of fun to see these features with the video.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's plan on doing that sometime this fall. Of course, like I said, if you're watching this on anywhere on social, just click on any of the links below. They'll take you directly to all the products we talked about here. Also connect with David on LinkedIn. His name is linked as well. And in the meantime, just go over to Sennheiser.com and check out all the products that are there. And of course, you can see all the videos. We shot about 10 videos there at their booth. You can go to rAVepubs.com/infocom, type in Sennheiser in the video search window, and find everything there. David, thank you very much for joining me. Thanks for this in-depth review of these 2 products from Infocom.
My pleasure, as always. Thanks so much, Gary. Good to see you again.
Thank you. And thanks everyone for joining us. So you can watch all of our videocast videos, audios, read all our news at rAVepubs.com.